Okay, today I'm going to show you guys how to put together a template. What you'll need is, I use a paper trimmer, scissors, and some tape. So let's start with our printout. After you've printed out your template papers, what you're going to do is this first sheet you're going to set to the side. Then you're going to take these papers. It'll tell you on this cover sheet too how many pages wide it is in the orientation, which is going to be portrait. Portrait is the way your paper is going to be orientated, or it can be landscape. For this one, it's the cup, and it's 2 pages wide, and it's laid out portrait. So I'm going to start by laying out my template. So I have it all in a row. And then what I do is I pick one side, and I like to trim my templates so they go together perfectly. So I'm going to trim on this side on the center mark, and I'm going to do that with my paper trimmer here. I'm going to put these together. And trim that piece. That way they perfectly go together with this. This one goes down here. It's going to be perfectly matched here and perfectly matched here. But I also need to trim one side off of one or the other. So I'm going to trim it off the bottom side and make that cut across again, just to trim that border that is placed on there. You can leave it on and tape them together and match them that way also. It's personally a preference of your own. I like mine trimmed. So after I get them trimmed, I'm going to lay it back out, and I start by holding it over top of it, and I slide my papers together until they match. Not only do I want them to match in the center, but I want to make sure that everything, that the lines where they touch and they come together are matching too. Now this, I have a little bit of extra white on here, but that's okay. That's in the center. And then I'm going to match it here at the bottom. And you'll just have to make sure that you don't move your papers just a little bit. But once you have them matched up, I hold them. I gently raise up. I take a piece of tape. I start with my tape in the center and tape here. And then I can work from the center and make sure all my lines are perfect. So that one is matched. I'm going to match this one, and I tape right over that line because I'm going to be trimming that. And I don't want it coming up when I trim or anything like that. So right here I'm going to tape, and it's going to hold it together. And then right here I'm going to tape and hold it together. And then down at the bottom I'm going to tape and hold it together. Then what you want to do is, after you have everything taped, it should be all one sheet, one big poster together. You want to take your regular scissors and go ahead and trim all the way around. And this will only take a second. This is a pretty easy one here. And just follow the lines and cut all the way around. So it's kind of like a puzzle that you just put back together. Just go around all lines here. All cut out. Work your way around. All this excess off the outside of it. If there's any goofy lines, you'll just want to trim those off, make it as even as possible. Okay, then once you have it trimmed up around, you can throw these excess papers away. Then you'll want to put your wood underneath, put this on top. If you're cutting on Revolution ply, cut on the back side. That's the whiter side of the two instead of the wood. Then you'll just take a pencil or carbon pencil, whatever you choose, and just trace around it. Once you get it all traced around onto wood, then you'll lift it up and you'll just go with either your scroll saw or your wood saw and just cut it out. And that's your template and how to put those together.